Hello, grade 5. This is your teacher speaking. We're going to be doing a writing lesson today, and we are going to be focusing on grammar because it's very important to have correct grammar when writing. Alright, so what are we going to be doing today? We're going to be recognizing and correcting inappropriate shifts in verb tense. So that is our goal for today. Alright, so what are shifts in verb tenses? It is the change from one verb tense to another. Sometimes it's from present to past and vice versa, past to present. It switches. And so we are going to be identifying incorrect shifts in verb tenses, but it is good to know that there are still correct shifts as well. And shifts in verb tenses are okay when describing an event that will happen after another event. Now this is very important to recognize, so let's remember that as we move through this lesson. Okay, so shifts in verb tenses can be seen in a sentence, paragraph, as you're reading a story, in very different places in a text, but today we're going to be looking at different sentences. Alright, so let's look at some incorrect and correct verb changes in the tense. So we have to remember what we talked about before, and we're going to pose a question with the rule that we read on the last slide. So we're going to ask ourselves after every sentence, is it describing an event that will happen after another event? Alright, we have to have this in the back of our mind as we're reviewing. Alright, so let's look at the correct sentences first. So at the basketball game, the team will show the play they practiced all season. So they will show the play that they practiced all season. So again, is it describing an event that will happen after another event? Well, let's see. The team will show the play, so this is something that will happen after they practice all season. So it makes sense that this one's correct. Alright, let's look at the second sentence. So we described an event that will happen after another. So yes, I wanted to pull a trick on you guys, and this is actually the question formed into a sentence. So let's see here. We described, so this is something that has already occurred, an event that will happen. So obviously will happen is an event that will happen after another event. So therefore it is describing an event that will happen after another event. So if you can't remember how it works, just by knowing the rule itself, you can literally see it in the translation. Okay, so now looking at the next one. When we get to school, I will read the paper I worked on all night. So, alright, let's think about it. Is it describing an event that will happen? So we know that I will read the paper, so it's something that will happen. Is it something that will happen after another event? The paper I worked on all night. So this is something that already happened. So I will read after I worked on it all night. It's something that will happen after I worked on it all night. Therefore, this is correct. Okay, now looking at these incorrect shifts in verb tenses. So Tom ate. So this is that Tom ate a lot of cake and then drinks a lot of milk. So Tom ate a lot of cake, and then let's just get underlined there so you can emphasis on the verbs, and then drinks a lot of milk. So there is a shift in verb tense here, but is it correct? Is it describing an event that will happen after another event? So Tom ate a lot of cake. Will anything happen after he eats a lot of cake? Well, no, because it's saying that he then drinks. So this is something that is happening currently. It's not something that will happen. It is something that is happening currently. Therefore, the grammar is not correct, and the use of a shift in the verb tense is not correct either. So therefore, another way you could change it to is Tom eats a lot of cake and then drinks a lot of milk. Or it can be, if you want to keep it, if you want to keep it in the present, you can say, the past, and you can say Tom ate a lot of cake and then, simple as that, drank a lot of milk. Drank a lot of milk. Okay. So now moving on to the next one. Kate will run fast to the bus stop and caught the bus in time. Okay, so will run and then caught. So let's look at our rule there. Is it describing an event that will happen after another event? So Kate will run fast to the bus stop and caught the bus. Okay, so Kate will run fast to the bus stop and caught the bus. Alright, so will run, that is something that will happen, but will it happen after she catches the bus? No, it happens before, therefore it is not correct. And I'm not going to change it just for a sense of time here. Alright, so looking at the last sentence here. The river will be high and it floods the street. Okay, so the river will be and it floods the street. So, okay, well, we know that something will happen here. So the river will be high and it floods the street. Okay, so this will be high is something that will happen. Is it going to happen after the street is flooded or before? No, the river will be high before the street floods. Therefore, it is not correct either. Alright, so now let's try this ourselves. So if you kids feel up to it, you can pause this video now and think about if these sentences are correct or not and edit them yourselves. Alright, so as I go through these sentences, let's look at the verbs. And most importantly, we gotta remember our question. Is it describing an event that will happen after another event? Very important to remember here. Okay, so at the store, Meg will buy the candy she wanted all day. Alright, let's underline will buy. So she will buy the candy she wanted all day. Alright, so is it describing an event that will happen after another event? So she will buy the candy. This is something that's going to happen. The candy that she wanted all day. Is this something that already happened? Yes, she already wanted it all day, and therefore she will buy it. Therefore, this sentence is correct. Alright, now let's look at the next one. Tammy plays basketball and then ate dinner. Okay, so first verb is plays and then ate, which is past tense, dinner. So is there something that will happen in this sentence? Well, Tammy could play basketball and then eat dinner, but there's nothing that is describing something that will happen in the future. It is talking in the present here when she says that Tammy plays, and this is talking in the past. So there's nothing that will happen. So therefore, this sentence is not correct because it is not describing something that will happen after another event. Alright, so now let's look at the third sentence. When the boy hit the play button, the machine sounds. So when the boy hit the play button, the machine sounds. Alright, so let's see here. Is it describing an event that will happen after another event? So when the boy hit the play button, the machine sounds. Well, yes, because the boy can hit the play button and then the machine will sound, but the proper tense of these verbs is not correct. Now we have to remember the will happen, very important to know. So when the boy, the correct way could be when the boy will hit the play button, the machine will sound. But that is not what the sentence is saying, therefore this is incorrect. When the boy hit the play button, the machine sounds. Therefore, we got to copy and put an X right here on this one too. Excuse me. Yes, so this third sentence here is not correct. Okay, now looking at the fourth sentence. During the game, Mike stood up and then yells at the ref. Okay, so what do you guys think? Let's look here. Alright, so during the game, Mike stood up and then yells at the ref. Okay, so is this something that will happen after another event? Well, automatically by reading the first words during the game, we know that is not something that will happen in the future. It is something that is happening in the present moment. Therefore, this is incorrect. Alright, now let's look at the last sentence. While I play ball, Kate played dress up. Okay, so first verb, while I play ball, Kate, second verb, played dress up. Okay, so is this describing an event that will happen after another event? Well, while I play ball, so we know that we are currently playing ball. And while this is occurring, this event occurred. Alright, well that's not saying that an event happened and then another event will happen. That's saying while an event is happening, another event happened. So therefore, this one is also incorrect. So therefore, as we look at the, excuse me, I have to fix this here. As we look at these sentences, we see that the only correct sentence is, at the store, Meg will buy the candy she wanted all day. This is because it is describing an event that will happen after another event. Alrighty, this concludes our lesson for today. I hope you guys learned something about shifts in verb tenses. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class. Bye-bye.